All right, checking out the audio, see if that's working. Uh-oh. What's wrong here? There. Uh-oh. There we go. I think that's working. What's wrong here? There. There we go. I think that's working. All right, definitely sounds like I can hear it at least. So hopefully it's working. All right, if anyone's there, welcome and God bless. Let me know if you can hear everything. All right. Ooh, I'm showing 11. 11 at 7. Phone says 9. I've got no. Okay, there we go. Just came on. Janet, welcome. God bless. Can't hear. Good on and off. What? No. Gabby, welcome. God bless. Guys can't hear. It's going in and out. What's happening? It sounded fine to me on here, but that's just my end. Can't hear. It's going in and out. What's happening? Oops. Oh, wait a minute. Now it did sound like it went in and out. Hold on. I hear it again. Maybe it did do that. Oh, wait a minute. Now it sound like it went in and out. Hold on. I hear it again. Maybe it did do that. It sounds lower. What the heck is going on? It sounds lower. Oh, that sounds right again. All right, it sounds. Let me know if it keeps. Whoops, if it keeps doing that. Maybe they don't like uh, my thumbnail. All right, I'll just keep talking here. Let me know if it keeps going in and out. I'll just talk like a robot, and then I'll just continuously talk until there's a good 10, 15 second span, and then we'll see if there's any in and out, up and down, low, high. What's going on? Now it's fine. Okay, good. Is it fine? Is it fine? Is it fine? Is it all right? All right. Well, anyway, welcome. God bless everybody. And be on alert for today, the rest of today, which ain't much left, for at least for me, and for tomorrow. You never know what might happen. And thank you for letting me know. So the title of this one is the year in review. I got some pictures that I took mainly from like off my TV set, like just a picture of a video being paused, and then some current events. Well, here's the current events here. Well, some of them. So these are the channels that I subscribe to, so there'll be some news through here. Signs are in the skies. I watched that video. Haven't heard from you in a while. Are you okay? Paul Bailey had something about a massive amount of ships are on the California coast. I have not heard anything else about that. Don't know if that's true or not. And he didn't show anything on the video. He wanted you to go to his app that you can get, that you put on your phone to see the story. So I don't know what happened with that. So let me know if you guys know anything about that. The country wants to form a conglomerate throughout the international community for more research on what. The Arab League is calling on us, our country, or this country that I'm in at least, to reverse the Trump policy. So I said the bad T word. The current and almost out of office president, or is he? I don't know. Just some weird stuff could happen. I saw this. I saw some things, and the Simpsons thing had one where, and it's funny too because it's the media. All the media giants get together and decide what to do here, and then they said, "Oh, we're going to make it a phony crisis." I don't know if we can get away with watching a little bit of it, maybe for YouTube for entertainment and I can't pause it. Entertainment and educational purposes only. So, all right. So listen at the beginning here. America's media empires. I forgot what year this was from. Does it say in here? This is coming from Life with Glee. I just happened to find this channel when I was looking at other stuff. Right. Yeah. This isn't really, if you think about it, this really isn't predicted because they're just throwing it out there. This predictive programming. But all right. Uh, NBC, and they called them out. Really? All right, I don't want to put too much of the time. We saw what happened to Jeff P today. He tries to play. I had a feeling. I was kind of warning in the chat, that they're not going to allow it. For the copyright reasons, he tried to play a movie. Why can't I see other chats? What other chats? All right, moving on real fast. Whoa, really? I wish they had the thing on here about that. And of course, you got to get this in there. Certainly believe in testing. And then this is what is kind of going on now. He's having like convulsions, seizures. So how predictive programming is that? Oops, I accidentally hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that. I was like, I better get off this video. Instead, I clicked out of the StreamYard. So that wasn't very good. All right, so what else is going on? So I was looking up this stuff about Gil Bates. Gotta be careful. And I found some really crazy stuff. Now, there's a good chance that if I play these, there might be, it might shut this down. So I don't know if I should do it or not, but I think the truth needs to get out there. We got some stuff from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and 3 years ago. Now, let's see. I'll just click into it, but not play it. How about that? I was looking into this because it's been a while since I've watched it. The event and that number. So then I was looking into, of course, Mr. Gil Bates. And I want to go back to the one that's the furthest away. This one was the one. This one was actually almost 6 years ago. And he's talking about the next, it was called an EPA instead of a PAN. So I don't know. It's still all there. And way back then, 6 years ago, there it is. Even though it's still considered a influenza. I don't know. It's just. Preacher's Kid, welcome. God bless. I can't see other people's in live chats. Oh, you can't see none of the other people? Oh, that's weird. All right. Well, can you see this? All right. So there's that. All right. So anyway, I don't know if we can click it along here. Ooh, And every time he talks about, a disease or how they need to come up with a V, he's always got a grin on his face and a little chuckle. He compares it to Ebola. And then, of course, the SARS. Of a virus spread through the air. So then he looks at the Spanish flu. 33 million people died. Now, the event with the number, it was predicting 65 million dead in 18 months. We're at about what, the year mark now? Hexagons. Surprised there's not one more. But he always talked about how if everyone got the V, then the population would be reduced. Well, how would it be reduced? Wasn't it supposed to protect people? Here, this part. We need to do simulations. Germ games. And right now we're at the 20-year mark of that. Since the last germ test was done. Oops. I want that up there. This wasn't the right one. Have you noticed how the flu cases are down 98%? Okay, it must have been the next one. Well, that was the oldest one. So then we got, I believe this one would have been the one that was, or this one is 4 years. Let's look real quick. This one is 2017. So we're going on 4 years there. And this one is that the one I just did or not? They can't both be from 2017. Yeah, yes, they are. No, that was the 10. Yeah, I did the same one. Go back again. Where'd it go? So it would be, where'd it go? All right, this is different. All right, this is the one that's a little bit older. This one is 4 years old, and the other one is 3 years old. All right, let's stop it for a sec, and we'll listen to a little bit. Jesus is the only way. Welcome, God bless. Amber Faith, welcome, God bless. Am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. Better than before, that's for sure. But at least it's only cigarette smoke and not the drinking. All right, so back then, 4 years ago, he was saying that if they prepare ahead of time, they could get one of those V's ready in a year. Operation Warp Speed, kaboom! Oh, it's not showing it? Ah, what happened? Did you hear it at least, I hope? All right, let's play that again. Uh, whoa, did he just say what I thought I just heard? All right, I better play that one more time. It's not going to let me. Did anybody hear that? Did you guys hear that? I need to know if you heard it because I might be wasting my time here. I couldn't hear it. Unbelievable. Oh, here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't it? Hold on. Hold on. What? Nuh-uh. There's no closed captioning. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. This came from CBS News. Come on, this is part of the mainstream news that supposedly we are supposed to trust. Why can't I play an educational video from 4 years ago from Gil Bates? The option's not even there. Ha, 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 ha. Let me guess. Let me guess. You can hear the commercial though, right? Can we? Annotations. Okay, now one of the settings came back. What is going on? Up, now it's down to 2 settings again. What the heck is going on? Wow. Really? All right, I'm going to try it. You couldn't hear the ad though. All right, here's playing it again. All right, could you hear that? How am I supposed to get anything ever across if they're constantly doing stuff like that? Unbelievable. Ah. I guess I can just tell you what's going on. All right, that's what I was to tell you. All right, here's what he's saying. Oh, shoot, I can't say that. Because if I do, I'll have to be careful. All right, ready? I'm going to try to interpret this and code it as best I can. This is take the way they build V's that could let them develop the V within a year. A novel called DNA RNA V's. Aha. So that was, this has been planned for many, many years. The other one, so no audio, I'm guessing. $10 million excess deaths. Oops, why did it stop? I wanted it to. Aha. There. Isn't that strange that you couldn't have the subtitles on the other video, but then the other two was fine. This was also from 4 years ago. Well, not quite. We're just a few days short. Or is that the same thing? I know it's different, but I don't remember if there's anything different that he said that was worthwhile. Getting the countries together. There's an example one. And then the simulation. Before he said, remember, it was germs 1, humanity 0. Ha 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 ha. I can't remember. There was just that one part, I guess, that was the main thing. All right, but it's just goes to show you this was planned for a long time. All right, we had a 6.8 earthquake in Argentina. They lowered it down to 6.4. There's 3 million cases in California. They want to ban. Come on. They want to ban the V for elderly people because of adverse effects. Where was that at? It's funny how they word things too. Fewer than 10 individuals, so that means 9 required medical attention in the span of just 24 hours. There's so many people having side effects and some people dying. But now they're saying, oh, it's just the batch that they had. Well, and then they'll just use another batch and everything will be peachy keen again. But look at what they say on this. Listen to what they came with their response to it. And then it goes to show again, oh, the people that had the bad reactions were all older people that already had a condition. Well, then why aren't they giving it to them? And then here's their reply, their insensitive. Keep it going. At least some people are recognizing it. Come on. What do you have to do? But here's what I think this is. Let me to make sure. Yeah, this is Pfizer, what they're saying. Listen to this. It's not alarming and in line with expectations. Really? So their expectations are that people will die? Safe to go ahead and go ahead with the second one. Ah, really? Yeah, exactly. Now, I had a scenario like one of my theories I come up with that they'll wait, and then a whole bunch of people, older people, will just all of a sudden die, and then boom, that's when the Antichrist comes in and says, "Oh, I got this one is better. It's gonna be better." Blah blah blah. All right. What else is going on in the news? And if you got any news, throw it in the chat there, because a lot of stuff I don't see. But go back and watch the event with the big number there, and it's like you'll hear things you didn't hear the first time. Now suddenly younger patients are getting it. Mount Etna erupts. Another thing people don't really pay attention to is the volcanoes. It used to be 30 to 60 eruptions a year. Now we're having 30 to 60 eruptions per day. So Telegram now, they're going to try to ban that too. You know, that's what's coming because all the bad people went over there. It's like there aren't no free speech anymore. Yeah, they moved all the homeless people out of the areas near the capital. So now they're trying to find a place to go. I don't know how I got Tupac Son Corey on my subscriptions. I don't remember subscribing to him, but if you get a chance to watch this one, the Mark Agenda, and let me put it into the. I think he's right on with all this. See if it works. Okay. There's that. I don't know. That's kind of pretty much how I believe everything's going to happen. It was kind of long, but it was very on point. All right. We got the large caravan that's headed towards the United States. JB, if you know who I'm talking about, the guy who's going to be coming into power tomorrow, JB, he made a statement that said that he's going to allow 11 million illegal immigrants into our country as soon as he's sworn in. So, but he told people to wait. Well, wait until he's sworn in, and then. So now, you know, we're supposed to be more careful, shutting stuff down, and meanwhile, we're going to let a whole bunch of illegal immigrants in. Doesn't seem right, and especially the timing does not seem right at all. It says there's up 9,000. I'm making a prediction there's going to be like 50 to 100,000. Some of these executive orders that he's already promising, like his first 100 days thing, he's got all these hundreds. There was 100 million doses, you know, a million a day for 100 days, so 100 million doses out. That's a third of the whole country in 100 days. Really? What else? There was the mask mandate. 100 days. Everyone's got to wear the mask for 100 days. And then there was another 100 thing in there too. I can't remember. Flooding is still happening everywhere. Flooding. All right, that takes us through till yesterday. Oh, this one was a good one. Yeah, if you get a chance to watch this one's only a couple minutes long, like 4 minutes long or something. A lot of health workers are saying no. And then we got something really crazy going on in the UK now. Now they're saying that they want everybody to have the first jab, I guess we could say. And then you know how you're supposed to have the second one, or, you know, like 3 weeks apart. Well, now they want to stretch it to 12 weeks apart so that everyone can get access to the first dose. But then what happens if they run out and then people can't get the second dose? Does that mean they got to start completely over? Come on now. And then more severe reactions to this. You know, they need to do more studies. This is I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this. It's really sad. Be careful not to play too much of it at once. So we'll stop and I'll move it a little forward. That's terrible, man. And how it seems to be doing, messing with your neurological system, your muscles. People are having convulsions and seizures. It's terrible. But then they say, oh well, it's oh it's just a rare side effect. It's just one of the weird rare exceptions. But we're seeing so many. We don't know what this stuff does to us. It's frightening. And then, oh yeah, they made a big deal about medical misinformation. And there's talks about JB being impeached right off the bat because he incited an insurgency with all these people that are coming that he invited in. Come on to the United States. Come on in. They're going through is it Uganda? No, Guatemala. They're going through Guatemala, and the troops there were trying to stop them because they don't want them in their country, but they're going through that country to get to Mexico to get to the United States. And there's a scene where they're just trampling over the troops, and then their troops are hitting them with their batons, and it's just like, here we go. We got the health passport. That one's going to be for, I guess, the United States. We have one for the country of Is. They have theirs. It's a green card. They're calling it the, what's it called now? Free pass. Meaning if you get the V, then you are free to go around and do whatever you want. You're free to go wherever you want. So is going into a third lockdown. Their positivity rate is really that high. This was a good one by Nicholson, 1968. I always look at new trailers to see if there's any hidden messages in some of these movies coming out. Norway warns of risk for the elderly. All right. Guess that's it. Then we go into yesterday. All right. Get off of that. Yeah. You should not be forced to have one. I know they want all the elderly people. At first, they said it was going to be 65 plus, but now it looks like it's 70 plus. But still, that's a lot of people. And in Colorado, right now they're doing all the nurses and the doctors. And then the next one they're going to do is all the nursing homes, people that are elderly with the most problems that are nursing homes. And then it's going to be all the people that are above 70. So I'm waiting for my mom to get the call. You need to come in and get your bleep, your JAB. Just put it right there in your arm. That's what they like to say a lot now. You just need to put it in your arm. It's like, who says that? Who says that? Anyway, anybody else out there? Welcome and God bless. All right. Well, I don't think anybody should be forced to have it at all, especially knowing that all this stuff is happening. What are you supposed to? What is supposed to happen? Let's say you're young and you just got out of college, got a great job, and then you get the V, and then suddenly you're paralyzed and you're in a wheelchair and you can't do nothing. Sure, you'll get disability, but this guy's, now you've lost your youth, you lost your job, and you can't sue them. What are they going to do for you? Nothing. They give you a $700 check every month and say, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. No compassion. That's a big red flag right there. If you can't even sue them for adverse side effects, especially death. I mean, that's pretty severe side effect, I think. Especially when you hear about all these people all at the same time happening, like in Norway, 23 people all within, I believe, a week's time, a week or two. I'm not sure exact, so I can't say for sure. But that's not right. It's just not right. All right, now I got some pictures from the whole year of last year. Oh, I'm going to make sure it's lined up right first. Oh, I'm live. I just got the notification. All right, come on. Let me go here. So it's going to start in January. So this would have been. All right, get back over here. Right, exactly. Well, especially if you've already have an underlying condition, why would you take a chance? And you know that I would say 90 whatever percent of people over 70 have some kind of underlying condition. So, and then you see these older people all in line waiting to get it. I would want to see how what happens to other people first. Let it take its time, because it seems like more people are having problems with that than they are the CV itself. All right. Anyway, let's go over here, over here, over here, and here, and here. All right. Let me know if you can see this. I can see it, but it doesn't mean you can. So, and let me know if you can see it and see it clearly. This was from America's Got Talent. What was the reason? It thought there might be some symbology in all this. It looks kind of. I'm not sure if it's Hindu or. Can't remember why I had it. Next should be going this way. Now these birds. I did a video on the birds, and they were there last year too. This was with my other camera; it didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. But they were birds, and they just kept flying all around. And there's a tower. With the number 5, there's a tower that they all seem to go to. But when let's see, it's about 4, usually between 4:15 and 5 o'clock. They were all going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they won't go anywhere near that tower. I mean, they kind of near it, but they're like never land on it. I don't know if that's anything or not, but it happened last year, and it's happening again now. I don't know what's going on, what kind of birds they are. I think we figured out they were these one, and I guess that that they do that, but it's just weird. I don't know. So maybe it's nothing. Okay, good. Thank you. Right. See, the thing is they might have only it might only affect certain people certain ways, because there's been healthy people that have had severe problems too. Maybe it's random. Maybe only certain people get it, or maybe it's going in you. See, this I always think of this. What if they're putting something in you, the first one, and then it just stays there, and then it's waiting for it to be activated either through a second one or some frequencies or something to activate it. It's thrown out there. This was my planet. What was this from? January 18th. So it was 1 year ago yesterday. This was this, and some people called it a stellar core, but it just looks like a planet. And there actually could be another one up above that and over to the upper right diagonal of that. This was from a year ago. Actually, you can also see a triangle on that one. Plus, there could be another one down there. I don't know. I saw, man. I see all these round objects, or what looks like a round object, impressioned into the clouds. Can you guys see the cursor too? Does that make it easier too to show things? I can't tell. But actually, I could look on my phone, couldn't I? Sorry. That was what I was saying. I couldn't do that on my other computer. Everyone was always saying, "How come you don't, use a cursor to show us what's going on?" So, whoops, what happened? All right. All right, I'm going to go. Circle, circle, circle. Yeah. I always wanted, I always wanted to be able to do that, and I could never do it because my other computer wouldn't allow it. It was weird. So that's good. That's good. Good. That's good news indeed. All right, back to the pictures. The way those clouds look just make me think that they're hiding something behind them. See, and then there's something here too. And this down here was kind of weird too. A lot of LED energy with something inside this. It's moving around inside there. I'll make sure I'm not missing nothing. Oops. Plus, it looks like a giant craft that's not in this picture, but there we go. And these weird little dots. I don't know, but I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I haven't seen nothing that dramatic in a while, and I still have not seen a halo since I've lived here. I've been here over a year, and I still have not seen a halo here. Triangle up here. This big thing over here. Part of a craft here. Lots of weird stuff everywhere. Another triangle here. And it's hard to make that one out. Now these things, so this was January 28th of last year. Yeah, we're having it for, well, the other camera I used to have with my Microsoft Surface, that was infrared too. And now I got this HP Pavilion. And then I also got another camera that's 4K and also infrared and night vision too. So I haven't used it as much. I need to get out there and use it more. But the battery does not last long. And then even if it's off, it drains. So I always have to charge it up before I can use it. I don't know what's going on with the halos. It's weird that I haven't seen any. I used to see them all the time when I was in Iowa, even on the other side of Colorado. But these things could be meteors. So whenever you see something that looks like it's coming down, especially if it's straight down, and it's has a small tail or trail, and it's going super slow, could be a meteor. This was from, I don't even remember where that was from, but of course you got the big black dot in the middle. All right, here we go. Okay, so we got March 5th. This is all the stuff that's happening that I thought was important to take a picture of for the whole year. This is when the store shelves started emptying fast. I think we're getting close to that time again. Maybe not so much toilet paper this time, but food I could definitely see happening. Now this was March 5th also, but this was like a goof up where the John Hopkins put out the numbers and they were that big already. But they weren't. I don't know if anybody remembers that. But that's on March 5th. And then Madonna had this. So it's like, it's kind of strange. I think this was before all that happened too. But then it's like X over the I. I thought maybe it could even relate to planet. Somebody over here with the gas mask on. And then, of course, look what's on top of her head. March 6th. Here was the March calendar. I thought it was awful strange that we went from a full moon on the 9th all the way to a new moon on the 24th. It used to take a month, 28 days, for it to go from a new moon to a full moon. But look at how's that happen? 2 weeks, 15 days, and blammo. No one seemed to care or notice. More predictive programming. Yeah, I think that, yeah. It's like suddenly now there's a release of all the information. I mean, but I've seen some, but a lot of it was still blacked out. You couldn't see the whole thing. But here we got a lot of things. We got that flu. If you look over to the right, there's a chicken with H5N1. And down there's a pig with H1N1. Way back in the dawn of the Planet of the Apes. What year was that? So more predictive programming. Let's see. Oops. Can't do it. Well, I could do it. Let's do it. See when it came out. 2014. So 6 to 7 years ago. Wow. Just predictive programming. I think there was something up here too. That's what I was pointing to, but I can't remember if there's anything. Arlings. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But I guess it came out July of 2014. So 6.5 years ago, approximately. I just did it twice there. There's my. Does that little message come up on the screen? Let's see. That's my mug. Don't look like it. You can update it. Okay, good. I don't want my name to just be there. That was my sister telling me about the Telegram app. So I got on there, signed up for that thing. All right, so here's Dow Jones. What day was this? This was on March 12th. It was a record. It went way down, 9.99%. But if you turn that upside down, so on, what is we at now? March 12th was when they started canceling all the basketball games. Quickly spreading. Ah, this was where I used to live in Quad Cities. So this was on March 13th, and they still didn't have any cases there, except they think they might have, but there was no actual people coming in. And then, of course, we got that 7:05. Was that something? And now you can almost say that again. Now they're coming quick. I think they're going to happen. Yeah, and then we got Gil Bates with buying up all that farmland. We're up to March 18th. There we go. That could very well be. That's, gosh, we're going on almost a year since this has been happening. I'm sorry, that one's just funny. Michael, welcome. God bless. This is the year in review of all the things that happened. Everything is backwards and upside down. Why would they release prisoners and then the police just guard the toilet paper? Come on now. That never happened though. And that was a year ago, so don't say, oh, it's right now. It's not, no. But it definitely could be. I'll let you read it. It's funny how all these channels that we're associated with, we all knew it was coming. It's still coming. This is the continuation of the last one. This is March 18th. I think this could be coming again soon, rolling out the National Guard everywhere. March 20th. Showing the Dow Jones is down quite a bit still. Wow, wait a minute. Hold on here. This is March 20th. And look at Lake Charles. That's where they had all of those hurricanes and floods. But that was later. I'm going to look that up real fast. All right, let's see. They had one in October. Jeez. Hold on, I'm looking at it real quick here. Where is it? August 27th was Hurricane Laura. What was the second one called? Rita. Couldn't be that. They were back to back. Couldn't be Rita then. Huh. But still, that's kind of strange. Oops. Hmm. March 21st. Obviously, that came from Marfugal. Wow. Not far from Lake Charles. I don't know. It was weird because there's a lot of, they seem to center on Lake Charles. Now we're at March 21st. And JB, he's been saying that T-Man took way too long to do that. Do you really think it's going to be any better under JB? This is from the TV show The Good Place. It's showing you know what, and I think something with alcohol might affect it. Because then it says, relax, just drink some coffee. Like maybe the coffee is good, but the alcohol is bad. See, over there on the side here, look at that. And this episode was produced way back in August of 2019, way before it started. This could be considered something, but it's all these alcoholic beverages. There, you can see a little bit better. See? So is that a warning? Because I had that big thing from Slidell. So I don't know, is that some kind of subliminal messages? Don't drink alcohol, but drink coffee instead. And the name of the episode was Whenever You're Ready. I forgot what the name of that was called, but it has to do with you know what. That's what I think got me in trouble the last time. Skull and Bones. This was the door. This was Ted Danson's character's apartment number. Way back in March and April. More details. We're still at March 21st. So now, why would they do that? November 15th, way before it even started. Come on. Ho, 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 ho. Did it switch? Looks the same. Unless there's more to it. Are these all Democratic cities? By any chance? Let's see. Minneapolis, Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York. Right, there's New York. Atlanta. Seattle. Los Angeles. Are all these? Wow. Interesting. Still on March 21st. Now that was a weird one when that happened. It's actually from March 16th, but the picture was taken on March 21st. There's more of the explanation on that. That was when all the teleworking started. That could have been a test for later on for the election. What was this? Is this an asteroid? I can't remember. 2020 DP4. Probably an asteroid. Near Earth. Angela Merkel. This caught my eye because of the TV show The Good Place. But I thought, oh, something bad's gonna happen to her. She's drinking red wine. Looks like there might have been some white wine in there too. And we know this got postponed, and it could get postponed again. It's supposed to happen this year, but we don't know. But the design that they had is kind of questionable. What's going on with this? Hydroxychloroquine. Bum, bum, bum. Look where it's manufactured. And then, of course, we had another one, too. Yeah, check that out. So we know that Kobe Bryant also died there. And somebody that just won one of the big lotteries was from there. Coincidence? March 24th. Comet. This was for Comet. And it wouldn't be so much the comet, but all of the debris around it and behind it and in front of it. See, some of the stuff, you gotta take with a grain of salt, but, you never know we know kind of the agenda, but we don't know how they're going to do it exactly. Dun, dun, dun. Digital dollars. Now this was way back in March 30th. I took the picture on the 31st, but 30th of March. And I think I'm not sure if it's in the new stimulus or maybe it'll be added into this next stimulus, where people would have to have a digital wallet in order to receive their stimulus money, and eventually, possibly, the UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's kind of weird. If you turn upside down the $5, $10, and $20 bills, it looks like the president on the bill is wearing a mask. I wonder if it would let me do that this way. It doesn't so much there. But that's the 100 though, isn't it? So it might not be on the 100. So that might have been something too. On all our cash, we're looking at and spending our cash and receiving cash back and all that, and we're not even realizing subliminally it's showing us the future. What was I going to say? I forgot. And we had so many storms. What was there, 40 of them? That's insane. Oh, I was going to say, I had a dream the other day that, how JB is supposed to give him $1,400 in the stimulus to everybody. I had a dream that he gave everybody $14, and then everybody was mad. And my nephew, he was like, let's go and protest in Montana. I don't know where Montana came from, but it was a weird dream. But that would be crazy. I think people would be upset if they only got $14 instead of $1,400. But one thing that is kind of weird about it, him and his 100-day thing, if you look at it that way, the $1,400, you're getting $14 a day for 100 days. So this is when they finally said, oh, everybody should wear a mask. Because remember, at first, they said, don't wear one. We need it for all the healthcare workers. April 2nd, this is coming from. At least the picture is. So then everybody supposed to wear it then. But still, we got so many people that aren't. This one was for the eyes because the eyes looked like they were reptilian. But you know what? Look it. I'm not saying this is the Antichrist, but remember that he has a deadly head wound? Doesn't it look like he has a hole in the side of his head? What if he had a deadly head wound? This is just total speculation here. What if he had a wound and then he covered it up with his hair and no one ever knew he had one? Except for, the big shots. Doesn't it kind of look like he got a hole in his head? But look, see the reptilian eyes? What kind of pupils are those? Come on. It's not normal pupils. Oh, there's a triangle here. What? All right, this is from April 12th. And this is at the Vatican. Some more of their strange stuff. It's inside the Vatican. I can't see very well there. There, it's better. God. I don't know. It's just some strange stuff, and we've been hearing so much stuff with the Vatican lately. The Pope. Okay, now we're up to April 14th. Too much sun glare. It's him. If you watch that one video of that Tupac guy, I think that he's saying the same thing that I think, that we're going to be getting, whoever gets this will be getting, maybe not in the first one, but we'll be getting DNA, devil DNA, fallen angel DNA. And then once you get that, it's going to change your DNA. It's going to change you. Not you, but, people that take it. Not you. Well, look at it. First, you got to get tested. Then you got to get, see, bad stuff in it. And I don't know if, I've heard too much about the gel tracking. What's it called? There's a name for it. Hydrogel, I think. I haven't really heard about that. And there was this controversy whether the president had power or if this FEMA did. April 14th. Even back then, they were talking about, arresting people and then seizing property, food supplies, transportation systems. See, we're losing our constitutional rights. This was I just didn't know if this was something. I'm thinking some kind of a bird, but this was on Naomi Seabit, the environmentalist. We've heard this before too. We know that JB is going to be having Bernie Sanders in. And we know that Bernie used to want everyone to have a universal basic income and raise up the minimum wage. But you know what? And that's what JB wants to do. He wants to, raise the minimum wage to $15. Well, think about this now. First off, we already got a lot of people out of work. We got a lot of businesses shut down. If these smaller businesses say they're open or they're opening up again, and then they got to pay all these people, all their employees, $15 an hour. How can they afford to do that? Places would shut down because they wouldn't be able to afford to pay their employees. Going back to the chat for a sec, because I haven't heard nothing from anybody in a while. Welcome to God Bless Anyone out there. We're going through the year in review here. April 15th, this one was from. April 17th, this could have been from the 16th, but there was a big meteor that hit over in Africa, wasn't it? And they tried to say, the government came out and said that it was a truck that was buried on the ground that blew up. Could have been an asteroid that, and then, once it was entered the atmosphere, it could have been a meteorite. Because the meteorite is one that strikes, I believe. So there was the dimensions of the impact crater, 25.5 feet and 68, almost 69 feet wide. And I'm guessing 25 from here to here. Here we get the quantum dot. This is April 18th. Got to make sure that it's liability of health data. So we make sure that you've had it. And of course, it's got the luciferase in it. Something like the lightning bug. So that you'll be able to see it under infrared lights. I am not sure where this, I think it was because this weird symbol here was close to the other weird symbol. I cannot even remember what this was. April 20th. I was just talking about this last night with someone. Okay. Thank you, Amber. This was kind of strange, where all these kids were getting these weird, like, I don't even know if they were sores, but they were discolorations on their fingers and toes. And that was around for a while, not long, and now you don't hear nothing about it no more. I think it was radiation poisoning, some kind. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. This was on The Simpsons. I think you know what that could be, what it represents. And also, on the outside windows on The Simpsons, if you watch The Simpsons at all, in almost any episode, if they're showing outside, like the windows outside, you got these streaks. But, kind of looks like meteors. April 22nd. Yep, it's all coming down to that and biometrics. April 22nd still. This was where there was 45 ongoing eruptions from 52 volcanoes. So 45 were just erupting every day, without stopping. And that was up until then. So for 4 months, at some point, April 17th. It's one thing I don't think people cover enough in the news at all. Anybody, really, for that matter. No one really seems to cover volcano eruptions very much. And I don't think people realize how uh, much these are happening. It used to be there'd be 30 to 60 volcanoes erupting in a year. Now it's 30 to 60 eruptions per day. And then some of them just keep going and don't stop. And then this is just a map showing some areas where they were erupting and continually erupting. And of course, all the hacking. This was from April 23rd, and it was from, I had pictures from the 23rd, the stories from the 22nd. And of course, now since that happened, of course, there has to be more of these CTs. So they made a big thing that they thought, oh, sunlight, the more sunlight you're in, or solar light, same thing, except, what we're getting is not from the real sun, it's from the sun simulator. But supposedly all these things are supposed to stop it. But then that theory went away really fast. Here's another map of all the volcanoes all around. The reds were erupting, actually erupting, ongoing erupting. Orange are the warning or minor activity, and then the yellows are all unrest. So even look at all the just unrest. Unrest. And then, of course, this one came after the one with the one. Instead of, this was like to expose all that stuff. April 29th, and this was, for the 30th. This was disturbing. I thought this was really weird. Why in the world? This gender identity thing, that's been, all right, I'm not going to get into it, but come on, really? People in the UK were protesting. That's May 3rd now. So now this is, I think that, all this stuff should have been done before, this should have been, all this stuff should have been stopped until it was proven safe. These were just all the protests. If you don't believe in this stuff, stand up for your rights. Stand up for your right. That was from February. Go back for a second. February 5th. Huh? Oh no, that was the May 2nd because they put the date differently than we do. Yep, and this was true too. It's amazing. Yeah, the earthquakes. They were always downgrading them, and then a lot of them, even if they report it, sometimes they'll just take them off later. They'll erase them off, so then it doesn't look like it's so bad. When there's probably 5 times more than they're reporting actually happening. Now we're getting into these weird acts. So this was showing March 27th, but it was introduced 2 years ago. Pretty much almost an entire year before all this stuff started really happening, before the first case was even known. Don't hear nothing about this anymore either. The PPP. That's another thing too, is are they going to be able to keep giving money to people, to businesses? May 7th was a super full flower moon. Full flower super moon. More fireballs, May 4th. I'm not sure what this was. It's got to be something there. Refuse the test. Yeah, I don't even trust the tests. Here we go with the social credit score. So this one came out May 4th. But this article was from September 4th, 2019. Who can buy a gun? Yeah, that's their excuse. Ay, ay, ay. Social credit score still on May 4th. Big tech. Big tech. Can own a gun. See, it'll start with that. Oh, that we need it. So we can determine who can own a gun. And then it'll be, oh, who can go into a concert or fly across the country or fly to another part of the world or to go to the grocery store, to work a job. All those things, I'm telling you, the Google Voice, the Alexa, Apple Watches, Echo, they're all just listening. They're listening to you. Okay, was this Comet Eta? Oh, it's just a meteor shower. So that one was from debris from Halley's Comet. Here it is, another act. And then the patent from Mr. Gil Bates. Mm-mm-mm. I think once JB gets in, all this is going to accelerate, right? Yeah. This right here. And this. And then look at, we heard about this, but kind of died off, but they can come to your residence. There's some advice. If you can convince your doctor that these ingredients are actually in it, because they will deny it. Wow. November 2019. I think this thing was out before. So I had something, I think I might have had it November 5th of 2019. I thought I was going to die. Couldn't breathe. I remember being feeling like I was so cold. I was shivering. I couldn't stop shaking. And if you add all the letters of human, blah, 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 all the way to the system, it equals that number. Well, I guess you got to remove human because, well. Come on. But, it's weird, though, because, it's all out there and where everyone can see it. And, we're supposed to be looking for this stuff to know that we are in the last days and to know that this is coming. That was May 6th. And of course, this can't have one without the other. So when I had it, mine was a dry cough. And usually, whenever I have something, I can cough stuff up. Even if if it's hard to cough up, and you can get something. I could never get anything out. It was like there was nothing there, but it felt like there was, but I could never actually produce any mucus. Here's the adding up the numbers. I don't know. Looks like either a cross or an X. So then you got to have this, inside your skin. And then they use a smartphone or a infrared. They can see it. Oh, yeah, he's got it. Although, what we heard from Gil Bates earlier, they could have already been producing the V up to 6 years ago. Or was it 4 years ago? 4 years ago. So that when something was happened, like it did, then they could produce one in a year at warp speed. Terrible. I think they kind of just tested that out to see how people would react. Because you don't hear too much about it right at the moment. Yeah, it felt like I was suffocating. Yeah. Right. We got Amazon. We even got Microsoft involved now, and Starbucks. That was in the distribution of it, though. Yeah. You know what? I think we should buy one, and then don't actually take the test, but uh, maybe uh, take a swab of a food or swab your cat's ear or something, and then send it in, and I'll bet you it will come back positive. Here's another one with the. Well, that's that one. This is the Gil Bates one, and of course, after that is A1, which could actually be the ninth letter of the alphabet. You know what letter looks just like that number one? Bum bum bum. International publication number. And they forgot to put the N in front of here. Needs to be an N right there. Right? They were already talking about this in the stimulus bill way back in, was it April? Or was it later? I don't, or maybe this was the second one that they were coming up with, but they didn't. They were talking about $100 billion, for all the uh, studying, research, the tracing, all that, and then all the way into 2021. Yeah, the Trace Act, testing, reaching, and contacting everyone, 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 everyone. That's what it'll be like an echo. Right? Yeah, that's our only salvation. The only way we're going to make it through is with Jesus, Yeshua. So that's what all this is about, to show you what happened in 2020 and how it's going into the B system and how it's going into the NWO, to the one world everything. Wow. Mm. This was on May 10th, but was from May 4th. The picture was from May 10th. Here's where they were talking about all the stimulus stuff. But it never happened. They kept delaying it and delaying it, delaying it and delaying it. All this money for testing, tracing. And what's happening? Sure, they're going to eviction. They won't allow evictions to happen. Extend that, and they're probably going to help landlords out and stuff. But how are people ever going to pay this back? By the time that the year goes by, how much money are you going to be behind? If you pay $1,000 a month for rent, and you keep putting it off and putting it off, if you're not saving money when it comes time to finally pay up, what's going to happen? That's probably where they're going to come in and say, "We'll wipe away your debt. We'll clean out all your debt. Student loans expunged. No one will have a debt, and then everyone will get a income." I haven't heard much about Epiject. May 13th. You didn't hear much about that. I did it when it first started, when they were first trying to get people to be hired. I'm sure they're still hiring for that, but I haven't seen really in action yet. What's going to happen then? Then it's going to be a nightmare. Yep. Now the military is going to get involved. When it's ready. Exactly. They will own nothing and be happy. This was that thing that was supposedly in circuit boards. This one could have been a story that was fake, though. That was supposed to be in England where the guy was going on the towers and they were supposed to put those in there, and then he opened it up and found that in there. I don't know if that one was true, though. It probably wasn't. Yeah, circuit. But that could have been, ow, fake. That was my knee. I'm okay. HR. Yeah, this is May 17th. Story. Could have been the same thing. I don't know. Okay, there's Bitcoin back there. Bitcoin was under $10,000 back in May. And now we're 7 months later, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. 8 months later, we're at 30. Where are we at? 35. Oh, it went down 35,300. It was up to $42,000. But that's what's going to happen. There's going to be no more cash. It's going to all be gone. This was a NASA thing where they were all entering into the capsule, I guess, and they all had weird numbers on. I didn't know what that meant. Maybe there was some kind of weird message, hidden message in that or something. I don't know. It didn't come in like it. President to sign social media executive order on Thursday, which was May 27th on this. Well, I don't know what this was. After fact check, political bias exposed. Now, what happened to our platforms? Let's see. That would strip. I can see all. It would. So this has been going on for a little while now, and now it's happening. Now, that's a funny statement here. Look at. They will announce this as soon as they have troops in place to help prevent looters and rioters. They never prevented them. They let them do what they wanted for all those months. But one time people go to the Capitol and it's an insurrection. It's okay to go and loot and burn businesses to the ground and steal millions of dollars worth of merchandise. It's okay for that. It's okay. But don't go to the Capitol. More predictive programming. And this movie was from 2014, I believe. And you got this and this. Now, why would they throw that in a movie? More predictive programming. Hidden messages. Fact checkers. Right. Yeah. And it's disgusting how the mainstream news, CNN and all them, they can sit there and lie straight to your face. It's unbelievable. But meanwhile, you can't even say anything. What happened to someone says something and you look it over and you decide for yourself what you think. No, you can't even look at that other information. Everyone should have their own free will and their own uh, freedom to look at something and decide on their own what they're going to believe or not. But no, they're so worried that people are going to believe this supposed false misinformation. So they have to make sure that you hear what they are saying. You're supposed to believe that. Yeah, I remember this came out. That story quickly faded because they didn't want that would go against what they wanted. What was that? May? That was June 6th on this one. But obviously it was back at the end of May. This one, supposedly another conspiracy that this was faked. And he had a tube that supposedly, when he hit the ground, that he was supposed to bleed. Yeah, that one quickly faded too from the news. There's more predictive stuff in the background. Just let you guys read that real fast. I believe that was in England. Oh, I don't know. It might have been here. But you know what? I'm just showing this, just showing stuff. You can decide on your own. Do your research. The invisible enemy. This is actually something that did happen. And, they've been doing it for decades and decades and decades. Ever since really you probably even say before even the TV. Who knows how much was done on radio? All these bricks were provided for all these cities where supposedly they were peacefully protesting. So in other words, they can just pretty much take over anything that they want if they see a reason. This was at Minneapolis, but it was weird how they formed this like CV image. I don't know, like, come on, what are we watching? What are we watching? Jesus is the only way. Welcome, God bless. Oh, Savannah. So it's you. What happened to your other name? Five asteroids. This was on June 8th. More and more debris coming our way. Yep, that was in June 8th too. They automatically did that, so you'd have to actually go into your phone and stop it from happening. Otherwise, they're using your phone for a tracing app. Here's what to do to see if it's on and how to turn it off. Every time you see this name, yeah, I know. It's like he's always got that evil grin and that evil little chuckle. Wow. Amazing. 6 months before it even started. Yeah. 3 in a row. That was June 18th. Now this came from, I think this is a hidden message somehow. This came from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And they had this episode where they were back in time. And MCR, I was trying to figure out what that could be. And it could be My Chemical Romance, the band. And they're going to be playing in Las Vegas in 2021 in this year. Let me go look and see when that is by any chance. Let's take a looky-see. They're not playing anytime soon. There's New York or Las Vegas. Did I see no Las Vegas dates no more? Interesting. No, they're not there no more. They did have a date in Las Vegas sometime in 2021. Oh, there it is. Here it is. I found it. It's at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, October 8th. Let's click into it a second. October 8th at 8 p.m. Rescheduled from October 11th. What? This one says at 8:01 p.m. What's the name of the tour? Let's see if I can figure out the name of the tour. The Black Parade is Dead? No, that's old. They rescheduled them way. I know they were supposed to play in June of 2020. Where's the name of the tour? The reunion tour. It was supposed to start October. Oh no, October 31st, 2019. All right. Sorry, got off the trail there. Oh, good night. Jesus is the only way, Savannah. Thank you. Good night. God bless. Animes. There's and then in cartoons and everything now. All right, let's get back to the pictures. And then, of course, the Aunt Jemima thing. I think I saved one box. And I got one syrup left. Triple Rainbow and is June 25th. This was from, I think this was from Picard, the Star Trek spinoff. Oh yeah, and then it's July 2nd. That's when I was finding out about Martha Plimpton. Yes, I had a brief encounter with Martha Plimpton. And I didn't know about it but this was back in 1989. That's when I met her and we kissed and didn't even know who she was. And then she told me that she was on Family Ties. And all those years I didn't know about it until last year and finally figured it out. This probably would have been what she looked like when I met her. That would have been 89. I would have been 22 and she would have been, I think she was 18, 19. So I had to make a video. I kissed a Goonie. It took me over 31 years to realize it. And then Comet Atlas was coming through, and Comet Neowise, which also has a connection with Martha Plimpton and Keanu Reeves. Neo from The Matrix. This is her actually from Parenthood. So this is what she looked like when I met her. Although she didn't have as much hair, this was all grown after. And that's her with Keanu Reeves. This is from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And there was hidden messages in this. River's End could be River Phoenix, 1982. We had Feldman, who was also in The Goonies, and the word Russell, what was that meaning? I can't remember now. Oh, there's a Comet Russell, I think, which we never seen, I don't think. This was the car back in the 80s. I was trying to figure out what it was. And this is also from that same episode. What was the name of that episode? Swayze's Bar. They were back in 1983, 84, I think. They went back in time. And one of the people, from the future went back and pretended he was, you know, writing songs for 80s songs. He was stealing people's songs. Then they used a reference of Max Headroom with Ben Coulson. What was his first name? Coulson. Phil Coulson, which was 84ish, 85. And then they used this robot to kill him, which could have been reference to like Short Circuit. Number 5 is alive, but they never had number 5. There was only 3 of them. This was a shark in that episode also. I think it has some hidden meaning. Not even sure what it could be. I thought it was maybe something way back then. The badge doesn't come in very clear there. The badge doesn't look real. This one looks more real. It looked more like a iron-on patch. Just showing crime, different crimes, different religions. This was a strange one, I thought. July 15th, 1/3 of Florida children tested are positive. But supposedly children don't get the severe effects of it, which is another weird thing because, one of JB's first priorities is to get kids back to school. And of course, we had that all happening July 15th on that one, too. That was in Asheville, North Carolina. Which I don't know how you can do that for something that your ancestors did. You have no connection to that at all. But apparently it was for improvements to the city or town. And Mr. Zucker over there, I still think he's a robot. Look at his face. It looks like a peel off face. You just take the face off. And you never ever notice how Mark Zuckerberg never seems to age. He looks like he's looked like this for 20 years, like he's fresh out of college. Never ages. Oops. Yeah, I don't know why that one's sideways. There. Irvin Baxter has since passed. What's going on? There it goes. Yeah, there was big controversy on that for a while. And there's a little bit more into it. And that was when Iowa was starting to get bad again. Now, this was a weird one. There was some guy from another town came to another town and just randomly shot some guy. And then the guy that got shot wound up shooting the other guy. It's like, what the heck's going on? July 17th. July 17th also, they were all found innocent. And again, we'll just move on because there's so much controversy in that too. Had a lot of strange stuff happening in 2020. And then all the racism and stuff going on still. And there was a lot of people, this guy here, he was definitely in the right. The cop and the cops that came after were all wrong in the wrong on this. And the guy was like, the passenger was filming the whole thing. And the guy wanted him out of the car. And he says, I don't have to get out of the car. You have to give me a reason, why I'm getting out of the car. And he never did, just because he said so. But, how many times have you heard a report of somebody pretending to be a cop and then they weren't and something bad happens to the person that gets out? And of course, there's a lot of controversy. Oh, don't worry, it's just a mask. Everyone will be fine. Then the National Guard was getting involved in transporting these patients. Still on July 17th, with another High Impact Vlogs, who's now, I don't think they have vlogs anymore. Now you got to go to High Impact. What was it? High Impact TV? I can't remember now. High Impact. Yeah, see, and all this bad stuff happened to all these different people all throughout the summer, but somehow the whatever you want to call what happened to the Capitol was way worse than all the stuff that happened throughout the entire rest of the year. And all the statues being taken down. Some of them needed to, but they could have had the government or the state or whatever, they could have done it instead of them, you know, graffitiing them and taking them down themselves. Then we started getting our first reports. Oh, you got to wear your mask inside your house. And now in other countries, I can't remember where, but in other countries now you have to wear a mask inside your house if you have more than one person in your house. It almost did, but they got through it. Now we're having more problems with the NBA and the NHL. Another racist thing. This was July 17th still. And this was when there was somebody who wanted to go outside to get some fresh air for 5 minutes. And they in Australia, they wouldn't let him leave. And the guy just kind of went crazy because he's like, you can walk with me. You can stand right next to me and make sure I'm not going to run away. I just want some fresh air, for goodness sakes. Ah! And then there was a woman who walks her dog and they let her go out. So he was like, why does she get to go out and walk her dog? Why can't I go outside and get fresh air? Then we had these ships mysteriously catching on fire. Maybe not this one, but there was some later. Uh, Neowise. A lot of these comets were supposed to be a lot bigger than what they wound up being. Atlas broke up, so it was supposed to be huge. We were supposed to be able to see it in the daytime sky, and then now it's broke up, or fragmented. And Neowise wasn't that big either. July 17th was the first time we found out that bubonic plague was in Colorado. And guess what? That story was out for like a week, and then you didn't hear nothing else about it. Sometimes I think they stage this on purpose to get a reaction. Different cities shutting down. Still on July 17th. And there's the comet. I used to have a comet. It was the squeakiest car ever. Steve the Noon. See, now look at people can say this and get away with it as long as you're on the right side, supposedly, on the correct side. But anyone that on the the conservative side says something like this, oh, you're going to jail. But it's okay. All these asteroids coming, flying by. Lots of stuff went down. Lots of hacks, lots of blackouts. Temporary, but a lot have happened. Just let you read that for a second. And then we're hearing a lot about debris. Like all these meteors are, debris of a bigger object, like a comet. July 20th. And they discover these things at the last minute, a few days before, or sometimes they don't even see it until after it's already passed by. Oh, it was Florida, that one of them. Trust stamp, MasterCard, and Gavi. Biometric digital identity to your records. See, this is old. This is from July. And then, forget about it. July 19th, this one actually. And then the wellness pass, digital health passport. All this stuff is they've had it, on the chopping block, on the bulletin board, whatever, for a long time. So now we're at July 22nd, 15 million cases. This is for the whole world because there's not that many deaths just in there, but that's for the whole world. This is from The Last Man on Earth, which had tons of predictive programming in it. And I'll show you in a second here. Should be coming up. This was from the show. Look at that. Hand sanitize. Protect yourself from the virus. I thought it was hydrochloroquine, but it was actually hydrocodone, which is like for pain. And this one I think is for like depression and stuff. But look at it here. Doesn't that look like viruses here? Predictive programming. It came out in 2013, but it was all about the year 2019 and 2020. I remember seeing stores started charging. Are you kidding? They were getting so much funding from Soros. Come on. And now I think Soros is going to fund all this caravan that's coming up from Guatemala and Mexico. And then, of course, we put this out, and then, oh, you can't put that. Oh, you can't say that. Here it is. This is the last man on Earth. The year is 2020, 1 year after the virus. And then later on, it went on. Now, this day, June 17, 2021, hasn't happened yet. Is it predictive programming that something will happen on that day? In the story of the show, that's what his birthday was, and he thought he was the only one left on Earth, so he wanted to have a girl. So he prayed to God to give him a woman, and he said if he didn't find a woman by the 17th of June, his birthday, then he was going to kill himself. So then it came to that day, and he was going to kill himself, and right before he did, he saw smoke in the distance, and it was a person, so he went and found out it was a woman. But this could be predictive programming. This was also in the store. So he was lonely for a woman, so he was starting to talk to mannequins. But this was right there in the background. Isn't that something? The show was full of it, full of hidden messages, predictive programming. This, I believe, was 2014 or 2013, 2014. I think it was 2013. And then, of course, there's nobody on the roads and everything because everybody's dead. But this scene right here, this screenshot, reminds me of the movie Songbird. This was the name of that episode where Kristen Wiig was in. And, of course, this kind of looked like it. Or it even kind of looks like the Sun Simulator. But it was, I don't know, Got Milk. That could be some kind of a hidden message, too. But I don't know if it is. I don't know if what they would want, what they were trying to say out of it. But she went into this underground bunker after the virus got bad. She was one of the only people that lived, too. They showed she had drones searching for people, and instead she found all these graves. And this also kind of looks like a scene from Songbird, too. Then we have all the things about the mask for a while. How some people were saying it was good and some people saying it was bad. This was, July 26th. And poll. How do we know these poll numbers are right? I don't believe them. Don't believe them. Just like all the polls for the election. Let's see, what do we got here? Test. Linked. See, it's all going to be going into your bank accounts and stuff. Eliminate cash. There it is. In 2021. It's laid out. There's so much stuff laid out. How can you say that this isn't part of the beast system? And of course, it evolves as you evolve. Starting out in West Africa. West Africa. Okay. That was where West Africa, or at least Southwest Africa, is where all the Ebola cases were. See, and then all you have to have a pass that says you're well, that says you've had this. Now, this was the woman. That was her fake name in the Last Man on Earth, Kristen Wiig's character. She started seeing all these people wearing masks. There was something with this. This was movie. I forgot what the name of this place. It might have had something to do with something. And she got all dressed up to go to the store. And then they have these signs inside the store. Everything's ransacked. There's not much food left, nothing left. But look at this. Doesn't that look like the virus itself, too? She went all out in the protection. Then we have these weird statues that were in the show that could may or may not mean something. Sure, they show the globe. And actually, that's Africa, isn't it? More statues may or may not mean something. It's carrying a train. Really? I didn't notice that the other time. That was when she was saying goodbye to her husband because he got it. So he told her to leave. So she did. She went into an underground bunker. Here's another image of a painting on the wall in the bunker where she went that looks like it could be the virus. Why would anybody have a painting of a virus? This was also in the episode where the drone was flying around. Yeah. I think all this stuff is from the Fallen Angels. Oh, my back just kicked out a little. But it's like, oh, watch this news with this guy. And of course, she was drinking wine, red. They ran their own little magazine. This one guy died in a plane. He was trying to fly a plane to China, I think. And the plane crashed. So I thought, there's some meaning to this too. Exploded in a fireball. Fireball. Whoa. What's going on? Am I fast forwarding through? Okay, do it again. Sorry. Yeah, here we go. So it was just a poem or some like a eulogy that he wrote for him. Now this could be something. This is kind of strange, and this is actually coming up. He went to this church, I guess, to pray to God about everything that's been going on. But look at this could be February 1st of this year. That's him at the church. He was in one of those dinosaur costumes. But this was in California. Where was it at? There's this actual church. This is an actual church in California. Here's the one that's after he met her and she got pregnant. The year is 2020, and after a deadly virus has swept the planet, only one man has survived. And then he goes out searching for people that are still alive. This was a screenshot from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think there could have been some coordinates in this. Or if you look at it upside down, it could be words. This could be like pages. AHSOE. I don't know. I just thought maybe there's something there. Seven. It could be a 7. 705. Don't know. We had these bills that were supposed to be coming out. This was this is August 19th, at least for the picture on this. Just a bill that they were trying to do. I don't know if anything ever came of it. Some very disturbing things in there. Indeed. This was from America's Got Talent. She was one of the singers that was in the finals, and I thought that it's possible that she could be a robot. But anyway, back behind her is this, which I'm not sure what that represents. It could represent a half moon, a planet, or something. It's also used in America's Got Talent in 2017. Plus, we also have these weird shadow rays coming through. Maybe that represents a planet being eclipsed and it's giving off those weird rays like we've been seeing. I don't know if that represents the sun. This was off an FAA cam, August 21st. This was the thing that happened in Oregon. They were only giving black families and business owners money, and no one else was eligible for it, which I thought was kind of racist. All right, moving on. Suddenly, this was September 1st. Yep, September 1st. Now, suddenly, Iowa was getting really bad. But then, they're not as bad now. I remember at one point in time, Iowa was 23 or 24,000 cases ahead of Colorado. Now Colorado is like 72,000 ahead of Iowa. I think something goofy's going on over in Ohio, too. This was disturbing. September 19th. Look at this. So you can't have any theories. You can't protest against certain things, or that could happen to you. That was over in Canada. This is the Vatican. Forgot why I got this one on there. Oh, I used it for a live stream. Oops, that's a video. I'm supposed to have video. This is when the election. Oh, we're already in November now. November 6th. See, we never did hear anything. I think if he had evidence, he would be presenting it by now. Of course, it could still happen tomorrow, for all we know. For all we know. This is from The Simpsons episode, the one with the Four Horsemen was in it. Now they got Sharpies suggesting that there was election fraud. So even The Simpsons saying there was election fraud. What's weird about it is you were supposed to use pen, but for some reason they got pencils here. You can't vote with pencils. And you remember, they were using the Sharpie to fill it in more, which screwed them up. This was a countdown, which actually counted up. So it went from 837, 838, 839. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but I'm sure it means something. This is November 7th. So it probably was an episode that was before that. Another part of the Simpsons episode, they have horoscopes. Does that mean something? I thought maybe this could mean something that's going to happen. Look at what we got. And how magically they used, I'm sure that's what I'm sure that's the times of, the sign of Aquarius here, sign of Capricorn. No horoscope, vote. Urging people to vote. On here, for president, well, this was actually for governor. They had the Alexa was going up for governor. Really? Four Horsemen, of course. This is from the show Next. Supposedly the first letter and the ninth letter of the alphabet was causing blackouts. It released, or it was going to release, a virus that would kill a whole bunch of people, and they foamed at the mouth. November 17th. I just got this one because it was kind of funny. When bugs cry from Bob's Burgers. The road less graveled. Here was the first box that came out where they showed, what it was. Bob's Burgers had an episode. This is 11/25, November 25th when I took this picture. But it looks like meteors coming in. In the episode, it was Gene. He was sick from food poisoning, and they made up stories that he went up into space. There was a giant Parmesan coming towards Earth that was going to collide with Earth, so that was supposed to represent like an asteroid. So he had to go up to space and eat it before it hit Earth. But then he ate too much and he threw up all this, which turned out to be meteors hitting Earth all over the world. Monarch one butterfly, looking, God bless. I'll definitely have to look at it. I've been watching a lot of your videos, Monarch one butterfly. Yeah, I saw the funeral one too. Well, it was in a casket. November 25th, so that was right around Thanksgiving. November 24th on this one. Getting to the end of this anyway. And then we had, of course, the swabs. They could have maybe little nanobots in there. And instead of them getting stuff out of your nose, maybe they're putting stuff in there. So that's why I don't even want to get tested either. We're on December 1st, December 2nd. 40 volcanoes erupting right now with 5 major explosions in the last 3 days. So that was just a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And then, of course, this crazy flash in the sky that could have been from a meteor. They said was a meteor. But I also had a thing that I did a video on about The Simpsons. And right before the Four Horsemen and all that happens, there's a flash over the city of Springfield in the Simpsons. And it looked eerily similar to this. I think this is some kind of a message. I still haven't figured out what it is. So if anyone knows, please definitely throw it in the comments. But this was in an episode after that other episode. But Maggie is looking in this book and building the building blocks of this molecule. This well, there's more molecules. It spells CHOP. It's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and phosphate. And there's different numbers of each one. How many hydrogen and carbon and all that. But what is it? Plus, it's a hexagon right here. December 8th. December 8th. Sister bought me this shirt for Christmas. 12/20. 12/22. So the Pope said, or the Vatican, I should say, you can't say the Pope, but the Vatican said it's morally acceptable, even though it uses abort. I gotta see what's coming up here. 12/23. That was when they were trying to pass the stimulus really fast without even going over. They had like 1 day to look it over. Ugh. Still December 23rd. Here's the side of, I saw this on Denver News. There's the side effects, and only up to 10% have a severe reaction. That's 1 in 10. Do you want to take those chances? 10%, one up to a 10% severe reaction. It's awful. That was on Christmas Eve. This is also from show Next. I think there might be something with this cap. Fenway Park. There's a triangle there too. And it's Boston. It's the Red Sox. That's where they play, is Fenway Park. And in 1947, it could have been something in there that might be something. But it also refers to a manufacturer of sports memorabilia that's out of Boston that started in 1947. But is there some other hidden meaning there? This was where the Nashville thing happened, which was kind of really close to where the show Next puts all these blackouts started happening. Started in Birmingham, Alabama. There it is. Now, this is from the show. This didn't really happen. But And then the first and ninth letter of the alphabet started causing blackouts everywhere. It started over there in Birmingham, and then it went over to the West Coast, and then the rest of the United States. So those were where all the blackouts were happening in the show. That's Christmas, December 25th. And they had to, in the show, they had to create a boom to kill the server, to destroy the server so it couldn't act on its own and do more bad things. And still never found out what the materials were used in the Nash boom. But I believe the one in Lebanon used all that, or had all that in it. There's more of where the blackouts were, where there was failures, infrastructures failures. This was a license plate. Don't know if that's anything. Of course, we got the number 33 at the end. Could be some hidden meaning there. This was where actually the happened in Tennessee and all the other places around the country that have this was from infrastructure, I believe, and this was from I can't remember if it's phones and internet and all that. There's the truck, the white box truck that was used in the TV show to carry the boom to blow it up, which is eerily similar to what box truck they found. Now, I'm not talking about the RV, but the other one that they found in Lebanon, Tennessee, where they found it just parked, by itself, and they cordoned off that area. Never did hear anything. And then supposedly it had booms in there, and that was it, I guess. Okay, so that was the last one. I gotta get out of this one and just go like that. All right. All right, Brenda, welcome. God bless. Sorry, I just got back over to the chat here. Wow. Definitely have to check that out. I get all your notifications. And God bless and good night. And I'm going to say that for everybody. How long? We've been here almost 3 hours. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it's been that long. Goodness sakes alive. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. And God bless. Have a good rest of the night. I'm trying to get to doing the Bible readings again. So look for it tomorrow. We're going to go through Isaiah. I believe we're on part 4 now, starting at Isaiah chapter 40, starting tomorrow. So look for it tomorrow. Yes, thank you. I'm doing pretty good now. I'm better than it was. Things are going a lot better now. Thank you for asking. So everybody be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Do the Bible reading. God bless. Good night.